Hello students, welcome back, and today we will continue our lecture with secretary. As you know that we have started our unit 4 and which is secretary and directors. All details regarding secretary and director. Now, because they are the key managerial personnel as per the Companies Act 2013, and our unit 4 consists of all the details regarding secretary, duties, liabilities, rights, then appointment of secretary, etc. In last lecture, we have seen the importance of secretary and different types of secretary. And now, in this lecture, we will see how the company secretaries are appointed in company. So, process of appointment of company secretary. After giving a proper notice, a board meeting should be conducted where necessary resolutions is passed for the appointment of company secretary. C. Being an very much important legal or a essential employee of the organization, what is the procedure to be followed for the appointment of secretary? In a general meeting or in a board general meeting, a notice must be passed or notice must be given by whom? By the company, where the necessary resolution is passed for the appointment of company secretary. In our topic company meetings, we have seen why the general meetings are arranged or why the general meetings are fixed. Any decisions related to company matters are taken in general meeting. So for that decision, the decision which is which is in the process, or there is some issue where the decision has to be taken. Now the decision is taken that the company requires a company secretary. Now for that reason, in the general meeting, a necessary resolution must be passed for the appointment of the company secretary. Once the resolution for the appointment is passed, then the process of the appointment of company secretary starts. So the person appointed by the company secretary should give a written consent to act as same. So it is not, because he is an very much important person, he is a responsible person for the organization. Okay, his contribution in company's routine work is going to be very much important. He is giving various legal compliances, at the same time he is looking after the financial, commercial, non-commercial, every department he has a knowledge. It is assumed that he is expert in various company related matters. So the requirement or the appointment of the company secretary is an essential activity which needs to be performed by the company. So after the meeting, an appointment letter should be given to the company secretary so appointed. Okay, once he get the appointment letter, who? Company secretary. After taking the degree of company secretary, after achieving the certificate from the ICSI, he can start himself, or now he can work as a company secretary of any company. Now the company should file form DIR. That form name is DIR 12, where necessary documents needs to be attached with ROC within 30 days of appointment. Registrar of company. Okay. Once he is appointed, who is appointed? Company secretary. Once the company secretary is appointed, then what a company need to do? A company should file one form. That form name is form DIR 12, where necessary documents needs to be attached, and that form must be submitted to whom? To ROC, Registrar of Company, within 30 days of his appointment. Once the secretary may be a male secretary or female secretary, anyone can be appointed as a company secretary. Once they are appointed, then company should file a form which is known as form DIR 12, where necessary documents are attached, and that documents along with the form DIR has been submitted to ROC within how much time? Within 30 days of appointment of a company secretary. Correct? I will also inform the stock exchange within 30 minutes of the conclusion of the meeting. Means same information must be inform to the stock exchange, because see, always in earlier lectures also I have explained that he is mainly responsible for legal compliances, all the company matters related to legal activities or a legal work, where the importance of the secretary is highly considered. So inform the stock exchange within 30 minutes of the conclusion of the meeting. Same has to be informed to stock exchange. Now, what duties a company secretary perform? To provide necessary guidance to the directors of the company with regard to their duties, responsibilities and purpose. Means he should have every knowledge related to directors, related to the duties, responsibility and the purpose. So, if X company, in there Mr. Anil is working as the managing director. Now he must have the knowledge of the job profile of a company director. Once he know, who company secretary know that what kind of duties, what kind of responsibilities and powers a managing director or Mr. Anil is having, then it is easy for him, for a company secretary to supervise, to analyze the work, whether he is working as per the norms, whether he is working as per the job profile which is delegated to him or not. क्योंकि what is the duty of company secretary? He has to supervise, he has to get the things done by the managing director, or whatever the managing director is doing, he has to find out whether he is doing it in a correct manner or not. So to provide a necessary guidance to the director in their duties, responsibilities and power. To facilitate the convening of meeting and attend board, committee and general meetings and maintain the minutes of this meeting. He has to take out minutes of meeting means what? See, in every company meeting there is agenda. What is agenda? Agenda are certain points or certain topics which needs to be discussed in the meeting, in the company meeting. Now, and the discussion in the meeting will be as per the agenda only. And for example, there are 10 matters, there are 10 topics, there are 10 issues which should be discussed in the meeting. Now agenda is ready, 10 points are ready. Now what is next? For example, first point has been discussed, or on the first point the decision has been taken. Now it is the job of the secretary to write down the minutes of the meeting. Means what decision, what conclusion on point number 1 has been taken out in the meeting. That is called minutes. The agenda and the decision taken on the agenda is called minutes of the meeting. Now he has to note down each and every minute of the company, of the meeting. So generate general meeting and maintain the minutes of these meetings. It is the duty of the company secretary to maintain the minutes of meeting. Then that meeting may be a general meeting, may be annual general meeting, may be extraordinary general meeting or general meeting. Correct? Then next is to obtain approval from the board, general meeting, government and such other authorities as required under the provisions of the Act. Whatever is mentioned in the norms of the Companies Act, he has to give or he has to obtain the approvals from the board, general meeting, government and such other authorities. Then to assist the board in the conduct of the affairs of the company and in ensuring good corporate governance. What he has to do finally? He has to fulfill his profile. Now what are his duties? Okay, to provide necessary guidance, to facilitate convening meeting, to take down the minutes of meeting, to obtain the approval from the board. Now whatever the work he is performing as per the profile of the company, and if he is doing, he is taking his responsibility correctly, if he is giving right performance to the management, then what else the company want? That is the only aim of appointing company secretary. Now such other duties as may be assigned by the board from time to time. So whatever the work has been said by the managing directors, by the management, it is his duty. Whose duty? Company secretary to perform all the duties, all the work, all the decisions which are required by the higher authorities. He has to provide. This is his duty. Now offence and penalties. If he is not working, he is not taking any action, or he is not performing as per the norms, as per the rules and policies of the company where he is appointed, then there is offence and penalty on company secretary. And this is as per section 203 of the Companies Act 2013. If any company makes any default, such company shall be liable to a penalty of 5 lakhs rupees, and every director and the key management person of the company who is in default shall be liable to a penalty of 50,000 rupees, where the default is a continuing one with a further penalty 1,000 rupees for each day after the first, during which such default continues but not exceeding 5 lakh rupees. Okay, in short, what we need to understand, there will be a penalty if any illegal activity is conducting or getting conducted in the company, and it is not that company secretary is not aware. Of course, he knows that what are the legal activities, what are the illegal activities, what is the correct and what is wrong is happening in company. Once being a part of the company, being a person appointed as a company secretary in an organization, it will be never expected by the board of directors or the management that he is unaware about the things. It is understood that whatever the correct, incorrect, legal, illegal activities which are taking place in the company, it is assumed that company secretary is aware. But if still there is any fraud, still there is any illegal activity which is taking place in the organization, in the company, then who is liable? Who is responsible? Who will pay the penalty? The key managerial personnel, company secretary. The managing director, who are also the part of the key managerial personnel, or every director. Okay, so they are responsible for the offence or any illegal matter which is taken place in the organization. So they need to pay the penalty, and that penalty is in a financial or in a monetary term. Okay, but not exceeding rupees 5 lakhs. But ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो. It is the job of the secretary to look after that such illegal activities should not take place in organization. Correct? Organization should work as per the memorandum, as per the articles, as per the terms and conditions of the Companies Act, so that everything should run or everything should be in a right direction. Now, liabilities of company secretary. Now, there are many liabilities of company secretary. Company Act 1944, Income Tax Act 1952, and the Stamp Act define the liabilities of a company secretary. His liabilities can be divided into two groups: statutory liabilities and contractual liabilities. Okay, liability means what? Because he has not performed, because he has not done anything as per the terms and conditions of the Companies Act 2013, then that liability may be in a monetary form, may be a penalty in a financial terms, because he has not done that, so he is liable. So he has to pay the penalty, or he has made that offence, and he is responsible for that illegal matter in the company organization. So statutory and contractual liabilities. Now, major rights of the company secretary. What is exactly the rights which every secretary gets? Firstly, he can supervise, control, and he can direct subordinate officers and employees. Secondly, he can sign and authenticate the proceedings of the meetings. He has the right to blow the whistle whenever he finds necessary. He can attend the meetings of the shareholders and board of directors. Then he can sign any contract or agreement on behalf of the company. Lastly, at the time of liquidation, at the time of winding up of the company, he can claim his duties like a creditor. He has that right. He can say to the management, to the board of directors, that I need such and such money because I have done this much work, and now I need some amount from your side, like a creditor. Okay, so these are the major rights. Now, dismissal of company secretary. When a company secretary can be dismissed from his job, when a company secretary can be removed from his position of a company secretary. Okay, that is, a company secretary has a great role in every stage of company formation, but a company need to dismissal a secretary sometime. Why? Because they are mainly accountable for the professional management of the company. company in relation to ensuring observance with the constitutional and authoritarian requirement and ensuring that the board decisions are efficiently implemented. We are going to describe those reasons for dismissal of a company secretary. He can be removed by giving the due notice in writing or compensation in lieu thereof. Okay, if a company don't want a secretary to continue on this position, if they want to appoint any other company secretary because they are not happy with the existing secretary, then they can dismiss, they can remove the existing secretary and another secretary can be appointed on his or her place. But how he can be removed? By giving a due notice. A notice will be given to him to leave the organization, or he must be paid an additional amount in lieu thereof. It means in the absence of, correct? So a company secretary can be dismissed or removed by the board of directors in following circumstances. When he can be removed? On the ground of disqualification. A company secretary is an employee of the company. He is generally appointed for a certain period. Employee-employer affiliation exists between a company secretary and the company. Whenever a person is appointed as a company secretary, an employer-employee relationship exists between him and the company. If the board of directors is not satisfied with the work of the secretary, they can terminate him subject to serving a written notice to the secretary. Okay, it is not compulsory that company has to continue that company secretary till the end of its work. They can remove, they can terminate, they can disqualify, they can dismiss the existing company secretary. Because they are not satisfied with the work of the secretary, they can appoint another person in their organization. Who? The board of directors. If the board of directors is not pleased with the performance of the company secretary, they can eliminate him giving prior written notice. Means he cannot be kicked in time. Correct? Proper notice must be given to the person as a company secretary. Then on the charge of irregularities, now what kind of irregularities? If he is making any fraud, or if he is doing any misconduct in the organization, like willful disobedience, misconduct, moral turpitude, negligence of duties, permanent disability, a company secretary can be fired at any time without or a prior written notice he has been proved. See, if there are some irregularities. Which kind of irregularities? Misconduct, moral, negligence of duties, permanent disabilities, or the company can kick a company secretary on following reasons. As a fraud, if he is doing any fraud in the company, to break a code of conduct, if he is not following the memorandum of association and article of association, it means he is breaking the code of conduct. Then to have a moral erosion, then to neglect duties intentionally, deliberately, he is not performing the job which is delegated to him, it means negligence of the duties. To have permanent inability, always he is showing that I am not able to perform, in that case he is dismissed from the position. And lack of confidence and interpersonal skill. Although you have a degree, but you don't have any quality, if you don't have confidence in working, then person as a company secretary will be removed. Then on the ground of winding up of the company. At the time of winding up of a company, the company secretary will be discharged as like other employees of the company. During winding up of the company, because the company is going to get winded up, they will not work, they will not continue their working, they will stop doing their business activity. Then why there is in need of company secretary? So in case of winding up of the company, the company secretary will be removed from the company. The company secretary is discharged like other employees. An employee-employee relationship exists between the company secretary and the company. If the board of directors is not satisfied with the performance of the company secretary, they can remove him giving prior notice. If the winding up takes place before the termination of the fixed term, he can argue compensation for break of conduct. Correct? He can argue, he can say that I want a share in company profit, or I want my dues which are pending on the ground of winding up of the company. So again we will stop here and continue our new topic, that is character, in next lecture. Thank you.